Welcome back. Now let's get into the project. We're going to start by modeling a form, and the form is going to be used for the chair. So what I did was I went online and I did type cushion form in Google search, and I got this. So definitely this is what we want to look at. I want to model this one first here. Then we also model this one here. We won't texture them yet until we get to texturing lessons. So let's model this. Then we'll come back and also model this one here. All right. These two are the things that you might use for part of the chair that we saw in the project. So maybe down the line, we also model the kitchen. For now, let's look at the living room, something simpler. So jumping back into Maya, I'm going to start with creating a box. I'll hold down Control to click and drag from the center, and let go of my mouse button and drag up for height. So let's say this is okay. You can modify this anyway later. Now I have a box. I'll go down to my modeling toolkit. I'll add subdivisions. So click add. I will turn some division values to 3, and this is good. Then I will come down here. Let me turn on wireframe unshaded. Then I'll hit smooth. Okay, smooth division should be 1. Okay, that was good. Then I have this. Now with this, I want to pick these edges here. Okay, based off the reference we have on the internet, we have this little, let me grab this up. I have this little edge around here that looks like a ring. So we want to make this a ring on this. Okay, and we introduce some kind of imperfections on the cushion foam just to make it not look too clean, so it gets close to realistic modeling. So I'm going to pick out this edge. I'll double click on that. I'll double click on this, double click on this, also double click on this here. How about this side? I'm going to hit on bevel. I'll bevel this up. Let me reduce this to let's say 0.4 fraction to add another segment to this. Okay, I think this is beautiful. Let's do that 0.4. Okay, 0.4 is good. Then I'll double click on this again. I'll convert this selection of edges to a selection of faces. I'll hold down Control button and click on faces. Now I have a selection of faces now right here. So I'm going to also hit extrude down here. I'm going to extrude this a little bit outwards. 0.2 should be good. 0.015. I'll just say 0.1. All right. So 0.1 is cool for this, and I'll grab this edge because that thing is kind of rounded here. So I'll grab this edge. I'll double click to select all the edge in that loop, and I'll go down to bevel again. I'll bevel that edge, but this time around I want to add some segment here. I'll bevel all the way down to get close a little bit. So I'm going for this kind of rounded corner here. Okay, I also need to bevel this again, but let's leave that for now. Then I want to also select all this edge here, picks everything going around. After picking everything going around, I will hit bevel again. It will of course recall my last settings, the values I threw in on my last setting. So I want to also add one more segment on that, so it's rounded there. Okay, so I think it's okay here. Let me hit 3 on my keyboard All right, let me go out of component mode and hit 3 on my keyboard. Let me turn off wireframe unshaded. I'm getting close to what I want. Okay, even with this, my pass, but we can still tighten these edges up. Okay, so that when light hits this, there will be some kind of ambient occlusion over there to get that shape out. At some point, it still look not sharp. So let's draw in a loop here and draw in another loop in here. So I'll hit 3 on my keyboard to get out that mode, or I'll hit 1 to go back to non-smooth mode. We've seen how to change that from the first lessons. So I might also try something else. I could click on this and hit remove, or hit Control Delete to take it off. Or click on this, double click on the next one. If you select a ring of all these edges going round, okay. If you click on an edge and click on the adjacent edge close to it, it selects a ring. Or hold down Shift right mouse button to connect component. Throws me a connection there. So I have another connection down here. I would double click on these two, then go down to edit mesh and turn this to edge flow. Edit edge flow, just so that I'll have that roundness that we've discussed before. So now these tools start making sense to us one at a time. Okay, so I have that edge flow there. Let's tighten these places up here. Okay, so right now I might add one more ring in between here and add on that ring down here. So let's do this first. We'll click on this, click on the adjacent loop edge to get a loop of ring. All right, then I'll hold on. I'll come and click left mouse button and hit my left shift and my right mouse button. Click on connect tool. Instead of connect tool, I'm gonna click on connect tool here. I have this connection. Then I can go down to the settings and click on slide. I want to slide this off close to that point. Close to that point here. Okay, so it's close to the edge, so we could tighten things up for us. Right? If you hit 3 on our keyboard, you see how that appears to be. Right? Slide it up, close and done. Right? To tighten that up a little bit. Okay, let's hit 1 and I think we should do that again. We'll hit connect tool, slide that up more, and hit enter on our keyboard to accomplish that. I want to do the same thing down here, but for this, I might go down to my faces and I'll pick all the faces along this area here, all the faces here, but I'll make sure that the selection is up to this point so I could make an insert. So let me quickly look at the center of this. Grab these 4 faces and I'll grow the selection. I'll hold shift, right arrow tool, right arrow bracket tool, click, 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 and you have this selection of faces out there. Then I'm going to zoom in. I'll hit extrude. I won't go for any thickness at all. No, 0 thickness. I'll go for an offset. Okay, on the offset, I want as small as it is. It could be very small offset. This is 0.01. Oh, 0.005. Okay, 0.005. As small as it could be. Just something very tight there. Go out of that mode and let me hit 3 on my keyboard again to see how that is. Wow, nice. Now this is what I need. This sharp points there. Okay. So definitely you could modify this the way you want. You could tweak and we'll keep tweaking. Okay. So let me add some little things here. I want to click on this. Double click on this and have a ring selection. I will press B on my keyboard for soft selection to come up. Okay. I don't think I've explained soft selection to before. So let's quickly look at it. If we have a plane and we have some subdivision on that plane, let's turn on wireframe shaded. Soft selection, we basically select, if I selected a wave vertex here, okay, this vertex is selected, and I want a selection of the vertices surrounding it, its neighboring vertices, but they shouldn't be selected 100% like this. This is selected 100%. So if I pick this and grab, it moves along with my gizmo 100%. But I want the neighboring vertices too to move along with this, to also be selected, but not 100%. So what I could do, I could turn on, if you click on your move tool, definitely you will see some settings here. Under your move settings, that's where we are right now. But if you go down to soft selection rollout, you will see soft select. Okay, when you hit on this box here, when you hit on that, it turns on soft selection. The hotkey for that is B for ball. All right, so we have this. So definitely it selects its neighboring vertices from the one that is picked, okay, with some kind of gradient. Okay, the center one is at 100%, going outwards. The value of selection drops according to this gradient. Okay, what I'm saying here is the next one to it might be selected by 90% or 80%. The one following should be selected by 70%. This by 60%, going all the way down to 0. Okay, according to the size of the soft selection. If I hold down the B button and click drag, you see I'm modifying the region of self-selection here. So when I click drag up, it moves that vertex, but the neighboring ones too are following it. Okay, so that way we are dragging a selection of vertices, okay, but not with the same amount or with the same degree of selection, so they don't move the same height as the original one that was picked. That's the wonders of soft selection. Okay, so this is how that works. Let's go out of that mode and come back here. I want to select this ring of edges here. I'll hit B on my keyboard and it's picking just too much. I want to hold down B key, click and drag to reduce that. Okay, hold down B key, click and drag to reduce that selection. I just want something around this here. So that is fine. I'm going to click drag, put it up a little bit. Okay, go out of object mode and we have this. So I'll hit 3 on my keyboard, turn off wireframe unshaded, and this is fine. It might look too big a little bit, but this is fine. Okay, for some reason I can't afford to go through the stress of doing the same thing under the side. So one trick I might use here is I'll click on this cushion, I'll reset its pivot, the center. Click on that. I'll go down to modify, center the pivot. I'm going to remove half of this. So turn off my B, my soft selection. I'll click on let me double click on all of these edges here. I'll hold down the shift, hold down right mouse button and go to detach component. So to break off this face according to the initial selection we had, now just hit delete to take that away. Okay, go off component mode, we are back in object mode. I'm going to make a mirror of this. Hit mirror here. I'm mirroring this in the Y direction, but on the negative Y. So I'll turn my axis here to Y, and I'll drag the offset. See that I drag with this button here on the offset, or change the value here. So I just prefer to drag this over on the offset, and voila, here I am. Okay, so this is what we need. All right. For some reason it might just look too clean or too perfect. You can definitely throw in some imperfections around here. okay, with my sculpting tool. I've not touched this in any of our classes, so maybe 1 or 2 times I might discuss what it do, but for now let's just grab the pull the pull tool and click drag on some places, pull some down, pull some up, just to throw in some imperfections. The cushion, so doesn't look too neat. The end goal here is to make something realistic, not something too neat, something believable. So click and drag in some points here, and even click drag here, and let's turn off this grid, smoothing that, and just clicking and dragging right, and have a cushion. Okay, in another class I will explain some of these tools here, but for now this will fly as a cushion. So up next we look at the other one, the foam. See you there.